Hello, and welcome back to my channel for another weekly crystal reading. My name is Lindsey Walker, and I'm here to deliver your messages for you today. So, quick recap just to review what this reading is and what this reading is not. So, I will be showing you two different crystals and delivering messages to you. Now, the way you participate in this reading is you are going to think of a question, or you can also think of two questions that you would like some guidance or messages for in your life. Now, if you don't necessarily have a specific question to ask, you can just pick an area of your life. So it can be your love life, your career, your personal health. It can be anything you want. Now, because I'm going to be showing you two crystals, you may choose either one question or one area of your life, or you may choose two questions or two areas of your life. Now, how are you going to use these questions or area of your life to get messages from these crystals? I'm going to tell you. Now, this is a practice of using your intuition to be able to receive guidance and messages. When I show you the crystals, you are going to just quickly choose which crystal you are going to receive your messages from today. You're not going to logically think about it. You're not going to analyze the crystal and think, well, this is what my question is about, and this looks like it would match my question the best. Too much thinking, too much logic, too much analyzing out the window. We are sending our ego away and we are pulling in our intuition. So it is just like a quick thought. Here's my question. I'll show you the crystals. You look at both of them, and then it's immediate feeling. It's an immediate, that's the one I'm being answered by. It's not which one do you like more, which one do you resonate with more as a whole. It's specifically, here's the intention of my question, and we're going to center ourselves, and then it's just a quick decision. That's your intuition. Your intuition is quick. Your intuition is that inner knowing. It is that just you're drawn towards something. It's not logical. It's not, let's think about it. Let's, give all the pros and cons of why I should choose this one versus that one. No, it's a quick thought. So we're using this as a practice. We're using a physical object, which are the crystals in this case, to practice receiving messages through our intuition from the spirit world in this energetic space. So that is how this works. The messages I'm delivering are not about the specific crystals themselves. They are not, if you go online and read about these crystals, you're going to see different things. It's because I'm not reading the energetics or the metaphysical descriptions of these crystals. I'm purely using it as an object to receive messages for you to be able to practice receiving messages from your intuition. All right, so let's get started. Let's first get your questions set. So let's just tap into your body, get centered, take some deep breaths, and drop into your heart. Think of your question or your questions that you would like to receive some guidance for. All right, now that you have your questions ready or your topic, I will show you the crystals, and I'll give you the names when I go over the reading. So here are the two we're going to be using today. This is number 1, and this is number 2. So go ahead and decide whether you're going to be answered by crystal number 1, or if you're going to be answered by crystal number 2. Like I said before, if you have two separate questions, you may choose to be answered by both crystal 1 and crystal 2 for your respective questions. All right, here we go. All right, if you chose crystal number 1, get ready for your messages. Now, crystal number 1 is called a midnight euphorylite. So, by the way, these are both euphorylite stones. They just have different names because they do look different and their mineral composition is different. This one is midnight. So if you chose this stone, the messages that you need to hear for the question that you asked are related to your throat chakra. So what I saw when I was in meditation receiving the messages for this reading is that your voice will open the door to what you're seeking. So whatever you're asking about, there's something about your voice. There's something you have to say. And I saw this door, and it was like as soon as you started speaking, as soon as you started saying whatever you have to say, it was like your voice was the key to that door. It just unlocked immediately. So think back, whatever you asked about, there's something that's related to this area of your life, this question that you haven't said that either someone or a group of people need to hear. So there is no journal prompt for this week. It is quite the theme, as you'll see as we go to the next one. However, if you want to dive deeper into this question and into this message, I do have some work for you. So here we go. With this message, because it is about your throat chakra, you must talk it out or use your voice in some way. Like I said, there's something you're not saying, something needs to be said, either someone or a group of people. So if you want to dive deeper, instead of journaling, talk it out. If you feel comfortable saying whatever this thing is to this person or to these people, that is what you're being asked to do. If you don't feel comfortable, but you still want to work through this block that you feel like you have, or you really still want to dive deeper, another helpful tool that you can use is either one, just talk it out loud to yourself. You could just shut yourself in a room and just speak. It didn't feel like writing was going to be as helpful as like really using your voice. So yes, it would be great if the people that are meant to hear what you have to say. But if you're not there yet, let's use some other tools to get you to feel comfortable. And if really talking out loud doesn't feel like it would be the best for you either, another great tool would be to use a voice note, to just record a voice note on your phone. You don't even have to keep it, send it, or anything. Just record it. If you feel like listening back to it is helpful or supportive for you, definitely go ahead and do that. But it also might just be great to record it and delete it. It's like writing a note and like putting it in the fire and getting rid of it. It just had to get out. And that's also what we do journaling and speaking for. It's a lot to get the messages out. So even like when I'm delivering these messages, when I went in meditation and asked to receive messages, if I just let them sit in my body, they would just like spin around and get stuck. They need to get out. So if you're going to receive something, you have received something. It wants to come out. In this particular, if you pick this particular crystal, it wants to come out through your voice. So use some way to speak out what you have to say. And that is the message for crystal number 1. I hope that was helpful. And I know it may put some of you out of your comfort zone, but we are not meant to stay in our comfort zone. We are meant to grow and blossom. So try it out. All right, on to crystal number 2. We have this one right here. So if you picked crystal number 2, you chose the Spirit Euphorolite. All right, if you chose Spirit Euphorolite, crystal number 2, this is related to your solar plexus. So whatever you are asking about is related to the solar plexus chakra. The energy that I was getting about whatever you're asking, about whatever you are looking for guidance or messages for, it was this very like anxious, scared energy. And like I'm even starting to feel it now as I like deliver these messages. And it is in my stomach, like in my solar plexus. I can feel it. And it is that scared feeling of using your personal power. Whatever you're asking about, there's something you have to offer. There's something that requires you to use that personal power, and you are anxious. You're scared. Maybe you're thinking about what's going to happen in the future and you're not present. The best way to be able to move through this, because it did feel like this, a little bit of an energetic block, but something you definitely created on your own. The best way to move through this would be to do some mirror work or the mountain pose in yoga. It's just like when you stand up really tall with your arms straight and your shoulders are back, everything is straight. And doing this in the mirror would actually be really fantastic to just stare right into your eyes and just feel that strong power of yourself. Feel that personal power and just feel into that, your solar plexus. I'm like holding my stomach even though you can't see it. It's at the top of your stomach here. Pull that energy in and just strengthen it. The other thing that's going to be really helpful for you, based off of what you were asking about, is moving your body or some kind of somatic practice. So again, because it's like in the center of your body and it just feels like this anxious, scared, like it's like ruminating. It's not a good energy. But it's because you're not moving. It's just, like, I feel like I'm just like stuck in this little box, and I feel like that's maybe what you're feeling. You just need to move. So, gather up that strength, standing in the mirror, gaining that power, and then moving. Any kind of movement, any kind of somatic practice is really, really going to help you here. The other thing that's going to be super supportive is eating foods that support and nourish your body. So now is not the time to be eating the junk foods and anything that makes your stomach not feel well, or just, there's always a time and a place to eat intuitively and enjoy the donuts and enjoy the cupcakes and all the things. Now is probably not that time if you picked this crystal. You really need to strengthen your stomach and your solar plexus, and food is going to be super supportive for you in this way. But again, very nourishing foods. So stay away from the inflammatory foods if you can, or things that don't really support you all that well. Again, there is no journal prompt for this one. I guess it's like a theme this week. I'm not sure. However, I do have a practice for you that you can use to dive deeper into whatever you're asking about to receive more guidance and just more practice. So, do something this week that makes you feel powerful and makes you feel confident. So, I'm not going to tell you what that is. It's going to be something different for everybody. So what makes you feel your most confident? What makes you feel powerful? But some kind of movement. Nothing stagnant. It has to be something that gets your body up, going, moving, but powerful and confident. Move your body in a way that fills up your personal power bucket. So, I'm sure many of you have heard like the toxin bucket. Well, think of now your personal power bucket. How can you fill it up? What can you do? Is that dancing? Is that just going to a gym? Is that going to a group workout class? Is that trying something new, something you've never gone to before? Some people that really fires them up, and other people, they like run for the hills. So, it's going to be different for each person. I also saw just people taking like a really just strong, powerful walk. If you do any kind of ruck walking, that would be really great. But again, I'm not going to say everybody needs to do these things if you chose this crystal. Really think about what is going to make you feel powerful and confident, and that is your answer. And I challenge you to put that into your week this week. And that is all I have for your crystal number 2 reading. I hope that was helpful for you, whether you chose 1 or 2. Let me know in the comments below which crystal you chose this week and if you implemented any of these recommendations. I hope this was super helpful for you, and I will be back next week with another crystal reading. And if you have not already, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, and also give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it. I do look forward to providing you more messages and guidance in the future, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.